She posted, "Girls' night out, don't need permission from anyone." Then tagged her ex in the location. I didn't comment, just packed her stuff and left it by the door. She came home to change locks and 15 missed calls from her friends, asking, "What happened?" I, 32 male, had been with Andrea, 29, for 4 years. We'd been living together for 2. I thought we were solid. Turns out I was just solid at paying most of the rent. Last Friday started like any other day. Andrea kissed me goodbye, said she was doing a girls' night with her coworkers. Cool. I had plans to game with the boys anyway. Around 10 p.m., I mid-match when my phone buzzes. It's my buddy Keith sending me a screenshot from Instagram. Andrea's post, "Girls' night out, don't need permission from anyone. Living my best life." The kicker, she'd tagged her location at Vesper, this upscale cocktail bar downtown. And in the tags, her ex, Gerald. The same Gerald she swore she hadn't talked to in years. The same Gerald whose DMs she said were just him being pathetic. I stared at my screen for a good minute. My character got sniped. I didn't care. See, here's the thing about modern relationships. Social media tells you everything if you pay attention. And Andrea? She just told me everything I needed to know. I didn't comment, didn't like, didn't text her. I just sat there, controller in my lap, and made a decision. "Yo, you good?" Keith's voice came through the headset. "Yeah," I said. "Actually, you still have that truck?" An hour later, Keith and 2 other buddies were at my apartment. We worked quietly, methodically. 4 years of a relationship started getting sorted. It wasn't about packing everything, not yet. It was about separation. Her clothes from my side of the closet, her books from my nightstand, that stupid crystal collection she insisted brought good energy to our space. We created a mountain of her stuff in the corner of the living room. Her yoga mat, her coffee maker, the fancy one she had to have, all of it. I left her essentials in place for the morning. Toiletries, her work clothes for Monday, her laptop. I'm not a monster, but the message was going to be clear. The hardest part was her cat, Jasper. I loved that cat. But Jasper was hers before we met, so I just made sure his food and water were full. I gave him a scratch behind the ears and told him things were about to get weird. By 2 a.m., the apartment was half mine again. Her presence was contained to a pile of boxes and bags. The boys helped me move my PlayStation and work setup into the spare bedroom, and I threw a clean set of sheets on the bed in there. The master bedroom felt cold and empty. Perfect. The lease was in my name only. She'd never wanted to be added, said it was too much commitment. Funny how that worked out. I finally checked my phone. 3 texts from Andrea, 11:40 p.m. "Having so much fun, don't wait up." 12 m, "Might crash at Anne's place." 45 m, "Actually coming home, see you in a bit, babe." I didn't respond. Instead, I called my cousin, who's a paralegal. Woke him up. He owed me one. I explained the situation, told him she'd lived here for 2 years, but wasn't on the lease. "Don't change the locks, not yet," he warned. "That's an illegal eviction. You'll be in a world of shit. She has tenants' rights. You need to give her formal notice. 30 days is the standard." So I typed up a formal, legally sound notice to vacate, citing the end of our verbal month-to-month tenancy. Then I typed up a second, simpler note. "Andrea, your things have been gathered. As we are no longer in a relationship, I am formally ending our tenancy agreement. A legal 30-day notice to vacate is on the counter. Your last month's portion of rent, $900, is in the envelope with it. I will be sleeping in the spare room for the duration of the notice period. Please respect my privacy. Don't contact me except for arrangements regarding the move. Ethan." I put the note on her pillow, went to the spare room, locked the door, and for the first time in months, I slept like a baby. Update 1, I woke up to 47 missed calls. 19 from Andrea, starting at 6 a.m. The rest from her friends, her sister, even her mom. I didn't answer any of them. But the texts, the texts were a masterpiece of manipulation. "What the fuck, Ethan? Why is all my stuff in a pile? What is this? I can explain about last night. It's not what you think. Gerald was there with a group. I didn't even talk to him. I'm calling the police. You've lost your mind. My friends think you're psychotic. I never cheated on you. How dare you? Please, can we just talk? 7:30 a.m. I live here. You can't just kick me out. You're throwing away 4 years over nothing. Then came the social media assault. She went nuclear. Posted a crying selfie with mascara running down her face. Caption: when you think you know someone woke up to this. Kicked out for going out with friends. Narcissistic abuse is real. Her army mobilized immediately. My Instagram, Facebook, even my LinkedIn started getting bombarded. Her best friend Anne sent me a novel about how I was controlling and abusive. Her sister called me a pathetic man-child who can't handle a strong, independent woman. Here's where it gets interesting though. I didn't need to respond, because Andrea, in her infinite wisdom, had posted that original Instagram story. The one where she tagged Gerald at the location, with the caption about not needing permission. My boy Keith, absolute legend. He'd screenshotted everything. Her post, her tags, even Gerald's story from the same night showing them doing shots together. His caption, reconnecting with my better half. But I still didn't post anything. Didn't defend myself. Just watched the show. Around noon, Andrea showed up with Anne and 2 guys I didn't recognize. They pounded on the main door. I opened it, staying calm. You can't do this. Andrea screamed, trying to push past me. I blocked the door. I'm not doing anything, Andrea. I'm sleeping in the spare room. You have 30 days. It's all legal. I'm calling the cops, she shrieked. I already did, I said calmly. Told them there might be a disturbance. 2 officers showed up within 20 minutes. I had called the non-emergency line earlier to give them a heads up about a volatile domestic situation and a potential false report. Sir, what's going on here? The older officer asked. She lives here, I said. We broke up. I've given her a formal 30-day notice to vacate as required by law. All her things are here. I'm staying in a separate room. She's upset about the breakup. He's trying to illegally evict me. Andrea yelled. I've lived here for 2 years. The officer looked at her, then back at me. Ma'am, he's correct. If you're not on the lease, he's the primary tenant. Giving you 30 days written notice is the proper procedure. As long as you have access to the apartment and your belongings for that period, there's no crime here. This is a civil matter. The younger officer looked at my documentation. The lease in my name, a copy of the notice. It was all above board. Andrea lost it. Started screaming about her rights, about common law marriage, not a thing in our state, about how I was abusing her. Anne was recording everything, threatening to expose me online. Ma'am, the older officer said calmly, you can stay here for the notice period, or you can leave. But you need to lower your voice. If you continue to cause a disturbance, we'll have to ask you to leave for the day. Defeated, she and her crew packed what they could fit in Anne's car. Andrea was sobbing, playing victim to the hilt. As they drove away, she screamed out the window, "You'll regret this. Everyone's going to know what kind of person you are." She was right about one thing. Everyone was about to know what kind of person someone was. Just not me. Because what Andrea didn't know was that Gerald, he wasn't single, he was engaged to a woman named Alice who was currently on a business trip to Seattle. And Alice? She followed me on Instagram. We'd met at a few social events. She'd always been cool. So when Alice DM'd me that afternoon asking, "Hey, is this why Andrea is saying she's homeless?" Send screenshot of Gerald's story. I simply replied, "I think you and I should talk." Update 2. Alice called me within 5 minutes. She was surprisingly calm for someone who'd just discovered her fiancé was reconnecting with his better half while she was out of town. "I had a feeling," she said. "He's been weird about his phone lately, changed his passcode, said he was working late a lot." "I'm sorry," I said, and I meant it. Alice didn't deserve this. "Don't be. You just saved me from marrying a cheater." We talked for an hour. Turns out Gerald and Andrea had never really stopped talking. Alice had found old texts, but Gerald gaslit her, said Andrea was obsessed with him and he was just being polite. Sound familiar? Alice was still in Seattle, but had access to their shared apartment's security system. She told me she'd have to look through the footage when she had a moment. She was changing her flight, coming home Monday instead of Wednesday. Meanwhile, the social media war was escalating. Andrea had posted 3 more times, each more dramatic than the last. She'd started a GoFundMe titled "Starting Over After Domestic Abuse." Goal, $5,000. She'd raised $230, mostly from her mom and sister. But here's where Andrea fucked up. In her rage, she'd forgotten that mutual friends existed. And those mutual friends? They'd been at Vesper that night. My phone rang. It was Roger, a friend from my gym who happened to bartend at Vesper. Bro, I can't send you anything official. I'd get fired. But I'm telling you, your girl was here last night with that Gerald dude. All over each other. He sent me a photo of the security feed from his phone. It's blurry as hell, but it's them. She paid too. The bill was almost $300. The bill showed timestamps. 10:17 p.m. 2 cocktails. 11:03 p.m. another round. 11:45 p.m. top shelf shots. 12:30 a.m. more drinks. Total damage $287. Charged to the supplementary credit card on my account, the one for shared household expenses. I still didn't post anything. Didn't need to. Because Alice was about to go scorched earth. On Sunday evening, Alice DM'd me a clip. He didn't know I could access the system from my phone. It was time-stamped 3:47 a.m. Friday night. Gerald and Andrea entering his apartment together. Then another clip. 4:15 a.m. Andrea leaving in his t-shirt. The same shirt Alice had bought him for his birthday. Then Sunday night, Alice posted a simple photo on Instagram. Her and Gerald smiling at their engagement party. Caption: interesting Friday night you had at Gerald Colson. Thanks for showing me who you really are. Wedding's off. P.S. at Andrea Michelle B. He's all yours, hun. Good luck with that. You two deserve each other. She tagged everyone. Gerald's mom, his boss, their entire friend group. Then she posted the security footage in her stories. All of it. The narrative flipped, not in seconds, but over the next few hours, it was a tidal wave. Andrea's crying selfies suddenly looked real different next to security footage of her going home with an engaged man. Her GoFundMe got reported for fraud. The comments on her posts turned brutal. So you cheated and got kicked out? Play stupid games. Imagine being this delusional. Team Ethan Tibia. Alice deserves better, so does Ethan. Gerald went into damage control mode. Posted some word salad about miscommunications and taking time to reflect on his choices. His boss commented, "Let's discuss this Monday." Yikes. Andrea tried to salvage it, posted a long rambling note about how women should support women and how everyone was missing the point. She claimed I was controlling, that I'd isolated her from friends, that she went out with Gerald in a group, conveniently ignoring the security footage. Then came the voicemails I'd been ignoring. They were something. I saved every single one, for documentation. Monday morning came with a new development. An email from Andrea's mom. "Ethan, I'm disappointed in how you've handled this situation. Andrea made a mistake, but this public spectacle? That's not the man I thought you were. She's staying with me now, barely eating, can't stop crying. Is this really what you want? To destroy her over one mistake? Think about what you're doing." One mistake? That's what months of emotional cheating, financial deception, and public humiliation had been reduced to. One mistake. I didn't respond to Jean either, but I did finally make one post. A simple Instagram story. Life update. Single, apartment to myself, realize my worth. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Also, if anyone wants to grab drinks at Vesper, I hear they make great cocktails. First round's on me. Petty? Maybe? Satisfying? Absolutely. But the real satisfaction came Tuesday afternoon. A text from an unknown number. "This is Alice. Gerald is moved out. Found out he's been texting 3 other girls. Andrea can have him. Thanks for having the guts to do what I couldn't. Drinks sometime?" "First round's on me," I replied. Update 3. It's been 3 weeks now. Thought I'd give a final update since my inbox is flooded with people asking what happened. Andrea came to collect the rest of her stuff exactly on day 29 of the notice period. She brought a whole crew. Her mom, sister, Anne, and 2 guys who kept mean mugging me from the hallway. I had Keith and my cousin there, plus I was recording everything on my phone, just in case. She was different, hollow. The bravado was gone, replaced by this weird mix of anger and desperation. She tried to take things that weren't hers. The TV we bought together, I had the receipt showing I paid, kitchen stuff, even tried to grab my PlayStation. "That's not yours," I said calmly each time. "We bought it together. Receipt says otherwise." Her mom tried the guilt trip one more time. "Ethan, you two could work this out. Andrea's learned her lesson. Haven't you, honey?" Andrea nodded eagerly. "I fucked up. I know. But we had 4 years. We did, I said. And you threw it away for some shots in your ex. It wasn't like that. The security footage suggests otherwise. That shut everyone up. They finished packing in silence. I changed the locks the hour after she left. As her mom's van pulled away, Andrea was crying. Anne flipped me off on the way out. Classy to the end. Here's where it gets interesting, though. Remember Alice? We did get those drinks. And then dinner. And then, well, we've been hanging out. Nothing serious yet. We're both dealing with trust issues for obvious reasons. But she's cool, funny, actually has her shit together. Weird how the universe works sometimes. The Gerald situation imploded spectacularly. Turns out when Alice posted those security clips, Gerald's other side pieces came forward. Dude was juggling 4 women, including Andrea and Alice. Lost his job when his boss found out he'd been using the company expense account for some of these dates. Last I heard, he moved back in with his parents. Andrea? She lasted 2 weeks at her mom's before the Gerald thing fully unraveled. He'd been telling her he was going to leave Alice for her. Classic. When she found out about the other women, she had another public meltdown. Posted this long thing about narcissistic men and emotional manipulation. The irony was lost on her. She tried reaching out last week. New approach, sent a long email about how she's been in therapy, realized she has attachment issues and self-sabotaging tendencies. Wanted to meet for coffee to apologize properly. I didn't respond. Her GoFundMe got taken down after multiple people reported it. She had to return the money. The narcissistic abuse narrative died when enough people who were at Vesper that night commented on her posts, confirming they saw her and Gerald all over each other. Hard to claim abuse when you're on video grinding on your ex. My favorite part? Andrea's LinkedIn. She updated it to say she's taking time to focus on personal growth and healing. Translation: unemployed. Apparently showing up to work hungover and crying for 2 weeks straight isn't great for job security. Who knew? Meanwhile, I'm thriving. Apartment feels like mine again. Been hitting the gym consistently. Got a promotion at work. Turns out not being stressed about your relationship does wonders for productivity. A week after she moved out, Andrea texted me asking if I could watch Jasper for a while, as her mom's allergies were bad and she couldn't afford the pet deposit on the room she was renting. I told her to bring him over. He seems happier too. People keep asking if I regret how I handled it. If I should have talked to her first, given her a chance to explain. Here's the thing. There was nothing to explain. She made a choice. Posted it publicly. Tagged him. Literally announced to the world that she didn't need permission from anyone while cheating on me. The disrespect was so blatant, so public, that any conversation would have just been her trying to gaslight me into accepting it. Sometimes the best response to disrespect is simple. Remove yourself from the equation. No drama. No big confrontation. Just serve the papers and get your life back. Oh, and for everyone asking, yes, I kept the receipts, all of them. The credit card statements showing she spent my money on dates. The screenshots of her telling her friends I was boring and she missed the excitement of her ex. The video of her admitting to Anne that she'd been texting Gerald since January, but I never posted any of it. Didn't need to. The truth has a funny way of coming out on its own. Last thing, yesterday I ran into Andrea's coworker at the grocery store. She pulled me aside and said, "Just so you know, we all knew." She wasn't subtle about it. We tried to tell her she was being stupid, but she shrugged. Some people have to learn the hard way. Yeah, they do. Anyway, that's the update. Life's good, apartment's clean, Jasper's happy, and I can watch whatever I want on TV without someone complaining that true crime documentaries are too depressing. To everyone in similar situations, trust your gut. Know your rights. Don't let anyone gaslight you into thinking you're crazy for having boundaries. And remember, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Peace out.